And hello. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and we were just judging bears. So take that. It is a Friday night, which means we're going to have some fun tonight. These wondrous people have agreed to join me to play a silly game, which is awesome, and I don't have to run it, which is awesomer. And we're already committed because this has turned into a one-shot that we get a bonus session out of, so awesome est. There you go. I used all of them. Look at that. It must be time to play. Let's go around the circle and find out what the people are doing. Let's start with Bison_Stonefist. Where can we find you? What are you doing? What are you playing? I watched last week and it was disturbing. What were you doing?
Yeah. Most of the time I'm here.
That's true.
To be honest. I'm playing a halfling on Wednesdays with a secret. A
big secret.
Big secret. And tomorrow we'll be starting a new campaign. And I'm really excited to figure what the hell that one's all about because it doesn't use dice. I'm going to be sitting there holding dice in my hand just to feel better.
Yes.
But that's going to be Saturdays. And then when I do have time and I remember / don't want to play Elden Ring, I Twitch stream. Last week I played Death Stranding, which I'm going into blind, which is an experience. If I knew how to do stuff, I'd have a what the fuck counter in the corner.
Yeah. I can teach you how to do stuff in OBS.
Hey,
watch me go. All right, let's move on. Next, let's go to playing Angelo for us this evening. Saber, thank you for joining us. What have you been up to in the interim?
So happy to be here always. I love this channel. I'm on a bit of a hiatus streaming right now, focusing on teaching the young ones how to play D&D as a teacher and doing some big shows and preparing for a really big show next year. So yeah, I haven't been doing a lot of acting online, but I just wrapped up a really amazing show on Mercs of Mischief. It was a 10-session show called Of Those Lost. So if you haven't checked that out, I play probably my favorite character I've ever played. Just a roguey death domain cleric-y, are you a UNT, so many secrets and a cool thick British accent. So it was a great time. Go check it out if you get a chance.
Please pop Snake up a Bros. Link if you can find it quickly, or even if you can't.
Oh,
pop up
sure.
a link when you find it.
Oh yeah, I also
they've got
do
it on
art.
their YouTube channel as well, right? Yeah, put up those links too.
My art too.
Put up all those links. Links about all over the place. Unlike Twitter, you can link to anything here. There.
We can say that because he doesn't own this company.
I've burned some fire. Yet. Not yet. Yeah. How can you tell? Because it's still functioning as a company. But let's get to the fine and wondrous person that is the reason that I'm not in the big important box tonight. The person who agreed to run this game for us, the person who agreed to come back for the second half of this game, even after it was supposed to be a one-shot, and the person who is going to drag us through even more mayhem tonight. The mighty, the wondrous, the talented, the skilled, and I'm all out of adjectives because I was only allowed 4. The Chris. Hey, thank you for joining us tonight. Tell us all about yourselves, Wayward.
I am a Detroit-based actor and artist. Here's my link. I sell my art on the internet. I need to update my shop, but there's my link. Please support small artists, whether it's me or another small artist, and I spend like the majority of my time on the Dirty 20 server. So if you want to be friends and have a great time, come join us on the Discord.
Yes. Oh yes, please. Somebody type in ! Discord, please. There we go. Join.
I will also
please join.
Yes,
go.
Ooh,
go.
What?
Done. I shut up. Go.
I will also be in the tomorrow game with the no dice.
Yeah.
Have my like comfort dice.
Oh yeah, I expect everybody to have them. Yes.
And I am helping work on a super secret fun thing coming on Mondays in the next couple months.
Isn't it good to have a project that you can say, I can't talk about this? You two of you mentioned tomorrow night's show, and I'm really looking forward to it. I have to mention a certain dice-related irony. One of our players in tomorrow night's game just today got a fancy set of electronic dice that do fancy things and automatically hook up to the internets and do many fancy and they're 20 sides and they're all
They're
6-sided,
nerd
but they
dice.
do they're
They're
spectacular.
nerd dice, but they wear clothes.
Yes, they wear shells, like
Dude.
crabs. They're
Yeah.
super cool. By looks of faces, I think you probably need to do a fake unboxing video. You need to put them
I
together
might
into a
have to.
fake unboxing video. But yes, and you don't get to use them tomorrow, so.
No.
But you do
I'm
get to use them
saving
tonight.
that
If
for,
you choose.
I'm saving that for when I get to be a GM for real.
Yes, big boy
So,
GMing.
Big boy GM.
All right, so.
Fancy nerd dice.
With that, I will quickly mention tomorrow night. Yes, 2 people have mentioned that they don't get to use dice. Because you get to use cards instead. But what nobody mentioned, and the part that I find the most interesting, is you make every decision with 100% information. You not only know how many times, or if you hit, you know how many times you can hit. You know what you have to overcome to get through to accomplish certain things. You make every decision with 100% information. There's no such thing as a random number generator other than the cards you've got in your hand.
It's so weird.
It's going to be so interesting. It is really more about resource management than it is about a random number generator. So, with that, that's tomorrow night. Let's talk about tonight as I draw a line across the page, therefore signifying that it's time for me to hand over control to the real boss for tonight. If you would be so kind as to take us away, Wayward Knight.
Hi guys. On a somewhat solemn note, just before we start, I would like to remind everyone that this game is still dedicated to my father, who passed back in December. And he also played D&D back in the day, and he loves that I found my passion in gaming. So this is for him. And with that, we're gonna recap, because last time was wild. So our characters, Polyglot Epistle, played by Kevin, Satu, played by Bison, and Angelo, played by Saber, all met on the docks, or at the docks of the capital city, full of trade and culture and art. And they met this weird, awkward little gnome named Floyd Dergel, and he employed them to help clean out a recent acquisition of his, an old theater called the Copper Rose. They went into the Copper Rose, and it looked like an old sort of, a regular sort of old theater with, you know, flaking metal or gilded things and semi-rotted wood and threadbare fabrics. And then they started to sort of explore. They were like, okay, we'll pick up. And they started to, as they were talking with Floyd the gnome, something didn't seem right. And then as they started to pick up items to move them, the items started doing weird things. I believe I recall one of them exploded into jam onto Polyglot.
Yes. Not the first time he's been covered in jam, but it's been a while.
That's for another time.
They kept exploring, and they went down the spiral staircase that led them to the prop room, which was the room that they were hired to clean out. And in the prop room, they met a little bit more mischief, where they well, that English is hard. They picked up more items and found that there were more shenanigans attached to them. And then, trigger warning for arachnids. They met Frank the spider. Now, Frank is a large spider, but he's a friendly spider, and he gave them some lore about this theater. And they got to meet Frank's family, Frida, Fritz, and Fiona. And Frank asked them if they could help his family get back into the tomb, which was built under this theater. So the gang made their way through a secret entrance into the crypt tunnels, where they found a room with a fountain and a really bonkers puzzle, apparently. After more shenanigans, they solved the puzzle, but then, see, it wasn't a win-win situation. You could either traverse the traps or set them all off and then try to traverse them. And they did the latter. So they had to slog through the aftermath of these traps, and they did not get out unscathed. So the electrified floor, I think, got most of them. Angelo was very clever, though. He used spider climb. Finally, they made it to the, I guess what you would call the antechamber, which was filled with fungus and rotting objects and smelled of disease and sadness. And suddenly, two of them were overcome with the most heinous, sick feeling they have ever experienced. And I believe we left off with, again, trigger warning, a rhyming bard vomiting with bagpipes.
Yes. Yeah, that's a combination of sounds to start a show with. I will leave it to your imaginations.
So, you are in this antechamber. There are, I'm trying to remember. You're in the, okay. There are 3 doors. More like hallways. There's a hallway on the left, a hallway on the right, and a door in the middle.
You two all right?
Less than satisfactory.
I'm just rhyming the sound of being ill and leaning back on the bagpipes.
What rhymes with Ralph?
Ralph. And I'll not make the other noise. Yeah.
Can I investigate or something for an antidote? Is there anything, can I see anything in my vicinity that might fix this?
Make me an investigation check.
Okie dokie. First roll of the night. Come on. 13.
Okay. So you weren't affected by this, but you felt it try.
Yeah.
And when you felt that, it didn't feel like poison. It didn't feel like illness. It felt like emotion.
Yeah.
It felt like a compulsion, not, you felt like you were being compelled as opposed to made ill physically.
Mm-hmm. But I don't see anything that could have triggered that or help stop that compulsion in and
No.
around me.
No. You
Okay.
see more rotting items. These don't look like props though.
Hmm.
They look like offerings,
Hmm.
gifts. There are little statues and little sort of rotted bundles of food.
Okay. Maybe the two of you might want to attempt to take off those masks.
All right. Right, we had the comedy and tragedy masks on.
Yes,
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, Satu's gonna sort of slide it up on his face. You can see he's got a little bit of vomit sticking to his lip. And he's just like,
You don't
Is it
feel
easy enough to take off? Does it come
yeah,
off
yeah.
easy?
They
Yeah.
can you can take them on and off at will. They don't make you feel better, but you don't feel worse. It seems that there's the options you have are left, right, or center.
Okay. I know I had asked Frank and Fam to hop off of me when I took a real big risk. Are they back with me or?
They sort of like spider climbed their way over the traps and they're back with you. Fritz is still in
Okay.
your hair.
All right. Oh yeah, Fritz had the little like static thing happening.
Yeah.
All right.
Busy Fritz.
So Frank and Fam, do you know? Do you have any idea which of these three doors would be best? You said this was your home, and do you have any idea what happened to my friends? They look awful sad and sick.
Whoa. Well, this is the crypt. This is where we lived, but it doesn't feel right. Frank kind of skitters a little bit around. He's like, there's something wrong. And then Fritz goes, I don't feel good.
Oh, they were affected too.
Yeah, Fiona, I think Frank was on your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
And then I know Frida was in your bag.
Yeah, there was one sitting on the hilt of my sword.
That was Fiona.
Okay.
Fiona speaks up and she goes, it's a tomb. We don't know what's been happening, but we know they've been doing work upstairs. And work can travel, sound travels. We felt the rumblings as they've been disturbing the theater.
Okay, I'm gonna make an interesting decision. There are three of us and there are three doors. Which one am I standing in front of?
Melissa to pick the very best one, and you are not it. You're on the right.
On the right. And so the other two are on the two left. Okay, is there any defining attributes to these three doors, or are they all exactly the same?
One has a tragedy mask above it. That would be the one on the left.
Okay.
This one is carved into the stone though, so you can't take it off.
Okay.
The hall on the right above the door is a comedy mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then the door to the center has both, but they're all carved into the stone.
And I'm standing in front of the comedy one.
Mm-hmm.
Characters, man. I'm going for the comedy one.
Okay.
right in front of me.
The other two, what do you do as you see Angela walk through the door to the comedy room?
I got the tragedy mask on, right?
You've got the
You have the comedy. I think
You've
you
got
have
the comedy mask on, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got tragedy.
Right.
I just
Glad I
dumb
asked.
enough to just put mask.
Yes. So I pulled it off my face and spin it around to the back of my head, so it's back here looking behind me. Clean my chin a little bit. Turn to Satu, which goes. Merp. It matters not the source of my plight, political or real. I won't go right. And I walk right into the center one because it's got both masks.
We'll split the party. It's 30-20 gaming, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Before I make anyone do anything, Satu, what do you do?
Bison wants to sit back and watch and see what happens. But you've got the comedy mask.
And I went into the both.
I've got the tragedy mask.
Yep.
It'd be really interesting having the
Going
tragedy
towards-
mask going through the tragedy door.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
It's either the
Just sort of-
key, it's either the best thing or the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the tragedy door.
It's a one shot. Use one shot logic. Even though it's a two shot
Okay.
or few shot. That's the word I
Few
just
shot.
heard. I love it.
I'm gonna start with Angelo since Angelo went first. Angelo, you go down a short hallway that turns left into another short hallway, and then you find yourself in an open space. You don't have the lights, do you?
No, but I have that insane dark vision.
You do have that insane
Yeah.
dark vision.
Those lights would have
Right.
stopped the second we started puking because it's a concentration spell.
That's true.
Yeah. It's hard to concentrate when your insides want to be your outsides.
Yeah. So you are in like a 25 by 25 square room. There's a brazier in the center. In the back, there's a little raised dais. And there's a statue. There is a large stone slab in front of the statue with something on it. Like items, objects.
Do I recognize any of them?
They look like books. They look like pieces of paper with lines and dots. One of them looks like a hollow tube with buttons. Another one looks a lot like your loot. But none of these, you have a loot, right?
I
Okay.
do.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he has a loot.
Mhm.
None of it looks recent.
Is the statue of a humanoid figure or like a person or a
Yes.
god? Do I recognize that?
Yes, yeah, you do. Based on the lore that we've established.
Ooh.
It's a little dusty. You have to kind of, wipe the cobwebs off to get, the features to be more prominent, but
Totally touching this thing. Absolutely. I would not. It doesn't matter. I can't read,
Meme
so
complete.
the books don't matter.
this is Miliel, the god of song and poetry. This is not necessarily, I don't know if you worshipped them when you were younger and wanted to be a bard, but Miliel permeates through all art, through all written word, through all song. So whether or not you were a worshiper, you knew about them. Any self-respecting bard at least knows about the god of song and poetry.
It's more like rather than a worship, it's like an appreciation of what this being could have done for me. I am so curious if my patron has anything to say right now while I'm standing in front of this statue.
You get a headache.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's sudden, but it's gradual. Like it ramps up, but it comes on out of nowhere, and you don't hear words, but you hear your patron's voice, and you feel something tugging you away.
Mhm. Often my patron does something like this, and it's kind of like a bug, get away from me. Don't, it's uncomfortable. I'm trying to learn something here. Dusted this thing off, and I'm gonna try to, is it a detachable lute? Does it come off? Or is it attached to the statue?
The lute is on this stone platform, kind of like,
Mhm.
It looks like these are like offerings.
Right.
So the lute is ornate. It's this ornate wooden, carved and filigreed, gilded. This was a top-notch lute when it was put in this tomb. It is now dusty and spiderwebby and a little worm-eaten, but the strings look okay. It looks like if you reinforced the neck a little bit and, replaced the strings a little more or tuned them up a little bit, you can maybe play like hot cross buns.
Yeah. It's interesting because like there's just this whole other part of me now that is like coming out with the sight of this lute. But you know what would really get me, DM, is if there were a drum. Is there a drum here? I like start to look around at are there other instruments?
High or low?
Always high, baby.
Okay. There's a drum. It is the skin on the top is a little loose. You gotta tighten those strings on the sides a little bit. But once you hit that sweet spot, you play that first beat and you feel a pulse that just sort of resonates. The acoustics in the room are fabulous.
That sound drowns out the patron, I'm sure. I'm playing this thing. I'm gonna see how much I can play this thing. I got a beat, I got rhythm, I got some so Angelo has this voice that I can't do as a character, but it's like a Jamaican mixed with a rapper. Like if you could imagine someone who's got that tone and he's got like salt locks and like they're just starting to shake a little while he's doing this thing.
Can you give me a performance check?
Oh, sure. I don't know how this version of Angelo has performed. Let's see.
That's Benny.
Hey, 21, y'all.
That's Benny.
21.
That's Benny. Yep.
You rock this room. And Satu, as you're walking into the tragedy room, you hear this jam start happening. And Angelo, your patron, you don't have a headache anymore. You can hear something screaming in the back of your head.
Headache now.
Not like a scream that's painful to you, but like a scream of someone who
Nice.
didn't want you to feel validated.
I think I hear my dad's voice instead.
Oh.
It makes me kind of emotional. But like it talks over top of my patron screaming and tells me to keep playing. And I'm gonna play and I'm gonna move as I'm like hitting with one. Oh no, I don't have that spell. Hold on. Do I have it? I do. Yes. Okay. So I cast Mage Hand and I get my Mage Hand to start playing on the drum while I find the strap and get it around me. And I'm traveling further. Can I go further into this space, or is this empty space it? Is there a
This
door?
space is it. But
Okay,
you,
then I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna
as
take it with
you
me.
started playing this, like
Yeah.
when you were in that sort of antechamber, there was always this tug at you of something that wanted to make you feel terrible.
Yeah.
But you are playing this drum now.
Yeah, because
and
I'm used to that
something-
feeling terrible all the time now.
Something is like, it's like you've brought a new life into this space. It's like, Satu, when you hear this drumming, and even Polyglot, when you hear this drumming, you feel a little less nauseous. You feel a little lighter on your feet.
Nice.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I knew it was in here
This-
somewhere, baby.
This drumming puts a new beat in your brain, in your heart, in your soul.
Okay.
Satu, you've gone into the tragedy room.
With the tragedy mask sitting on top of my head.
Yep. You go down a little hallway, turns right, a little more hallway, and then you feel the space open up. But again, there's no light.
Yeah. I don't have Angelo's dark vision, but I do have dark vision as a Wanty. So
Okay. So you see kind of shapes. You see it's not like a huge room. Maybe like a large bedroom.
okay.
There is something round in the center. You can see the silhouettes of pillars kind of. There is like a big platform. It's like you can see it's a table because you can see there's like space underneath it.
Okay.
And then there are other tables around the walls. There is something big up against one of the walls, and you can sort of make me a perception check.
Perception. Nat 20.
Okay.
Damn.
You smell dust, you smell cobwebs, you smell mold, you smell mildew, you smell something fruity.
He sneezes.
Smell
The dust.
you kick up some dust and you smell something savory. And then you smell something sweet, but not like the fruity sweet.
Yeah.
And then something sour kind of hits the back of your mouth. And you get this rush of sensations. And oh God, roll me just a straight D20 for how powerful your sneeze was.
Roll, buddy. 17. Oh, my ribs hurt.
Yeah, you shake the room a little and you hear the jingling and clinking of glass from your right, where this big thing on the wall is,
Okay.
and from where you got these sensations.
Can
Okay.
I just add with a nat 20 perception, he probably heard my lyrics are pretty dirty. Saying about stuff that's like, you know.
Yes.
At one point he stops and you see a little bit of purple on his cheeks, and he continues. So yeah, Satu's going to make his way over to the large object on the side. He's already in the back of his head, he's thinking this may be a mess hall or an eating place or something along those lines because of the tables, but yeah, he's going to make his way to that large object on the one side.
Okay. So you get over there, you can start to see better because you're closer. There are metal instruments and utensils on this table, but they are not eating instruments.
Okay.
They make me an intelligence roll.
I don't know if I want him to make this roll or not.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay then.
You have no idea what these instruments are for, but they look painful. They look gnarly, but you, with your I'm gonna say that you can keep your nat 20 perception for a little longer.
Mhm.
You're looking at this table and you see a little hole in the middle as the surface slants down towards it from all sides.
Okay. So like a sink.
Yeah, like a big table that functions as a sink, but the slant is gradual.
Okay. See, in the back of my head, I'm like, now that makes me think it's an autopsy table, which is like completely fucking different. So these objects, you said they look pretty violent looking.
They look like you wouldn't want to use them on a living person.
Oh geez. Okay.
They look invasive.
Youch. Further. Medicine is not one of my skills. Okay. Do I feel well enough to cast Detect Magic?
Yes.
Okay.
Angelo is
good.
rocking up a storm.
So yeah, he's going to cast that and look around specifically at the objects, but also at the tables and kind of because you said that it was just the one
The one what?
Table.
The one
Or-
okay, so if you look
Yeah.
around, you cast Detect Magic,
Mhm.
and everything has like a really faint glow, and then there are pockets of more concentrated light. And you, because everything is kind of glowing, you can see better silhouettes of things. You see like texts, and you see bottles, and you see a couple more instruments on the walls, and then you get to a table that is next to this big thing on the wall. It is a bunch of shelves.
Hmm.
You look at these shelves, and there's one bottle that glows very brightly. The other ones are just that faint glowing, but it's when you I have to backtrack a second here. When you smelled all those fruity things and all those sweet things, those savory things, those sour things, when you sensed them with, your eyes and your ears and your taste buds, now that's fading and it's tasting kind of chemically now. It tastes acrid and bitter. Like the nice stuff was to cover up this sort of foul undertone.
Oh, like perfume. Okay. Hmm.
There is one bottle that is glowing brightly.
Okay. I'm gonna head over to it and try and, is there a label I can read?
Yeah, I mean, it's really old and dusty and fragile, but if you just kind of blow on it a little bit, you can kind of make out. It's just a standard healing potion.
Could be useful. Pocket that. Um, he's gonna do something where he's gonna, so the table in the middle, and then there's the shelf on the side that's got the table in the middle has all the instruments on it.
Yes,
Okay. For some reason I thought there was a second table. Okay.
there is a second table. It's got like texts and flasks and a couple more tools on it, but the main table with all the tools is that big one.
Okay. With his religious background, he's going to think this is a sacrifice room. And he thinks about it. He's like, well, it's not going to be me. And takes the mask off and places it where he think the head would fit on the table.
Oops, sorry, there's a little bug. Or something. Something flew past my face and I went, no.
That's not to think about it.
Nothing really happens.
Okay.
You just put a mask on a table.
Worth a shot. Now he's going to think of something stupid, and he's going to pick up one of the weird invasive objects, and he's going to prick his finger with it, like something that looks sharp.
You have to push a little hard because it got dull over the years, but like you poke yourself, you
I
might
hope I don't get tetanus.
Now. Take 1 point of damage.
Nope.
Other than that, you don't see anything particularly special in the room. Unless you want to like look at more stuff.
Yeah, I want to look at the texts, like carefully, of course, but to try and ascertain their nature.
Give me a medicine check.
Here goes nothing. 10.
Okay. You can't read it. It's very like A, it's in halfling, and B, there's a lot of long words that you can tell are probably some jargon. But there are pictures. And from these pictures, you kind of glean. There's actually images that sort of detail how to use some of these tools that you saw.
Okay.
And it looks like it deals with the process of embalming.
Back of my head, well, I hope it's not Death of a Salesman. Sorry. Embalming. There's Satu's kind of stumped at this point. He's going to make his way back and I guess fill at least Angelo in on what he found.
So you meet back up with Angelo. You fill him in. It seems like what you guys have found is the room for prayer and offering and the room for preparation of a body. You are in a tomb.
Okay, yeah, now that makes sense. I feel dumb.
really glad. You
Yes.
go for the center door.
Yes. And I am human, so I have no dark vision. But I do know how to
Make
make an
me a
entrance.
dexterity
Well, hang
save.
on. I was going to say, I do know how to make an entrance. I cast dancing lights, not out front where they would be really useful, but behind me, so that they act like floodlights. One's yellow, one's purple, one's green, and one's white, and they swirl so that the light around me is just going as I make an entrance into the room. I've got the mask, the happy mask on the back of my head, so I walk in the room with a sad face on, and then start to turn. And every time I turn, I change. So it's like happy mask, sad face, happy mask, happy face, happy mask, sad face. He is
Okay, I
making the
was gonna-
entrance of a
I
lifetime.
was gonna give you advantage on this, but make me a dexterity save with disadvantage.
Yeah, that is absolutely fair. What is my dex?
Use this time to hydrate.
Rolling real dice here. I
Hydratus
almost
Dominatus.
dex. 10. So
You don't break any bones,
Mm.
but you beef it down a 10-foot staircase.
okay, yeah. Hit
Let
the bottom
me-
and bounce up into something like as da. But yeah, how much damage do I take?
1 damage.
Okay. So yeah, up
And
at the
you're
bottom,
like-
a slight little bit of blood running down my temple.
High or low?
But the
High or
whole
low?
thing was accompanied by meat morp, meat morp, 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 meat morp.
High or low?
So, hi.
One of your bagpipes rips.
Oh,
Good thing he got a spare.
so meat morp, as the wall blows out of what?
Yep.
I'm seeing the Willy Wonka entrance. Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka entrance, except extended down the stairs.
Yeah. So you hear
And
and then oof. You've found the next level.
Yes. The lights swoosh down around me. What do I see?
If I can get my
A horrible
tabs in the
position.
right place. Ah, zoom in. Where's the? You see that?
There we go. I see us now. I see you now. Except we're all there.
Is it showing up?
yep.
I can see all
Okay.
three of us, but yeah, I get what you mean. So the big wide doors right ahead of me, like straight north of me, those are double doors.
You've got. So you're in another chamber
Yes.
with 3 doors.
Yes.
You've got. Here, I'll reveal this door. You got this door.
Yep.
You got this door.
So that one over there.
Got this door.
Oh yeah.
And guess what? They all have the 2 masks on them.
Mm-hmm.
Satu stops. I'll be right back. Runs back upstairs, grabs the mask, comes back down.
Okay.
It might be
Got the mask.
necessary.
Just to clarify, they all have both masks on them?
Yes. Carved into the stone.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead with your rhyme.
If this is all that's going to matter, because I forgot I'm supposed to be singing too, then pitter patter, let's get at her. And I put the sad face on because I got the happy face on the back. I think I'm not good an actor, and I walk straight to the door to the north.
You walk into it.
Oh.
It's closed. But since you have gotten literally right up close to
Yeah.
it, you hear a roaring from behind it. And
I'm going to ask, but I choose to interpret it as a huge audience, and I really want to get through this door now.
so you're wearing the
Thank you for the
sad
raid.
mask?
I have the happy mask on the back of my head, and I
Okay.
am emoting a sad mask with my actual face, lit by
Okay.
flashing orange disco lights.
You see another block of text in Halfling.
I don't speak.
on the door.
Polyglot, but he doesn't know halfling.
That's right. He doesn't speak any. He only actually speaks 2 languages. He's misnamed.
If you remember, because this just happened in game, those masks that you have let you read halfling.
Right.
Oh,
Thank you for the
right.
reminder. It was several weeks ago.
That would have made so much more sense in the other room.
And like a ship that's pulled into port, I drop down and spin the mask around. It's time for this shit for me to sort.
Mm.
Oh, I'm glad nobody
Okay.
heard that, and it didn't rhyme. So his whole left arm is now covered in boils too.
Here's what you see, and I'll put this in our the
Oh,
Roll20.
oh my goodness!
I can talk
Yes.
today. Something different to show every month, but I'm still in the same place. If you're eating, it's probably butter you taste or the sweetness of treats as they enter your face. Say it before or you'll fall on the floor. And I'm going to put that in here for you.
I got a part of an idea, but yeah, I want to see it again. There's a couple possible answers, but I am, he looks up and he says, it could be you or it could be me, but it's the bit you mean, the fucking marquee. Because that's got the name on it that changes every month.
You don't hear anything change.
Okay.
Well, if you've got to say it before, my mom always told me I got to say please. Does anything happen when I say please to the door?
Nope.
Satu is very interested, but he does not interpret it, the roaring, to be a crowd. He's going to look at the left door.
The left door is, it's not really a door. It's just like a entranceway. And you can see that it leads into a side chamber.
Okay. I don't actually have control of my icon.
Oh, did I not give you guys? I don't even know how to do that.
It's not good. We can just tell you where we're going.
Yeah.
I'll move you.
If it
Yeah,
were up
he's
to
going-
me, I'd really like to meet her. But until then, let's go in the theater. Start looking at the doors.
The roaring stops.
Kind of looks sad. Like that just made the crowd stop, but it's like the worst review he's ever got, but something at least happened. So
I can't move the tokens either.
Okay, I'll just drop mine out from.
that becomes probably, yeah, should be able to just
Yeah.
drag ours out.
Yeah.
You've probably
there we
got
go.
them on the wrong on the map layer.
Layers.
Yeah.
Yay.
There we go. That's all good.
There you go. Okay.
Artists understand.
Yeah. So the roaring stops when you say theater.
And that's yeah. So I try the door again.
It opens.
It's instinctive. The lights come in over the shoulders. Hang on. What spells have I got?
And Satu's poking his head through this entrance.
Yeah. So yeah.
Satu.
Yeah.
Have you put your lights up, or are you still just running on your regular dark vision?
Right now I'm running on my regular dark vision. I wouldn't let's see, his lights are there and there. So the lights have a 10-foot, so but for sake of, because I mean you can always see better with
So
lights.
here's what I'll say. The room is small enough that the ambient light from Polyglot's
I've got 4
laser
going,
disco show
Yeah.
helps you see 3 sarcophagi. and some glinting. Do you still have detect magic up?
I would, yeah.
These things that are glinting in the ambient light are screaming with magic.
Holds his hand back. He's like, no, those are really magic. And he goes over and sort of pokes one with his staff.
So these are, how do I want to introduce these? You are in a side crypt.
Mhm.
You have found, I guess it's probably easy to deduce that this is maybe family members of the, builder of this crypt. And you see a lot of like friezes and carvings and reliefs of deeds and doings and things carved on these sarcophagi, and they they have like the effigies like from medieval tombs on the top, and they're shorter than regular tombs because these are all halflings.
That makes sense.
The people that own the theater, right? Originally. So, yeah.
And then, I need to reveal this room to you. Duh.
It's all good. What?
So
Okay.
this right here is a pillar. And these are
The three sarcophagi.
the 3 sarcophagi, and there is a not a case, but like a hanging point.
Like a place for a portrait?
At the head of each of these. No, these are where the magical objects are resting. They are sort of on display at the head of these sarcophagi.
Okay. I'm just gonna sort of go around the room and look at them. Satu is not the kind of asshole to rob the dead. So he's not interested really in taking any of it. He's kind of curious just to learn more about the people who are interred here.
Okay. You still have the tragedy mask, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First thing you see, the first sarcophagus belongs to Lavinia Copperpot. She was a bard of the College of Lore. She solved a great riddle and freed a city from a sphinx. These are the things that are captured on her tomb, and on her plaque at the head of her grave is this ornate headpiece of gold and beads, and it radiates intelligence. You go to the next sarcophagus. You read that this belongs to Trim Copperpot. She was a bard of the College of Valor. She fought with her twin Roscoe to help kill a dragon and save the heir to the kingdom. She became a member of the court afterwards. And on her plaque are some ivory goats, or goats carved out of ivory. And thirdly, you find the grave of Perrin Copperpot. He was a bard of the College of Lore, and he kept a dying king great company while the adventurers found his heir. He also became a member of court. And on his plaque, you find a small jar of something. It looks maybe like an ointment. but
Okay.
it shines with magic.
As he goes about the room and he reads about these people and he sort of looks at them, he absentmindedly takes out a cloth and like wipes the dust off of the faces.
They are
Um,
carved out of really fine marble, and the polish on them, once you wipe this dust away, these were grand tombs. These were legendary people, but they have been down here for more generations than you can probably fathom.
Yeah. There's almost a kind of reverence. Like these are heroes and they're capable of such great deeds. A little bit of his family upbringing kind of leaks through and he starts a prayer in Yuan-ti as he's just sort of like revering the dead.
You take this moment and you sit and contemplate and pray, and you feel peaceful. You feel a little better. You're almost back to how you were before you got sick.
He's not looking as green.
Yeah.
Wait, shouldn't you be looking more green?
You'd think, right?
Now we're gonna hop over to Angelo. Angelo, you see Polyglot at the bottom of this staircase. And you see Satu has just gone into this side room, this side crypt. There is one more door off to the side.
Things have been a little bit weird for me, honestly. After asking the door, please, and nothing happening, I did go over to the other side and saw the reverence, and nothing I don't think was spoken out loud in common. So, and I don't know how to read. So I just kind of watched for a bit and like respectfully walked away.
Okay.
Since we joined together as a group, I stopped drumming. Did anything happen for me with regards to the whole patron screaming thing since I stopped drumming? Or my dad's voice?
When you were drumming, your dad's voice was strong and motivating.
Yeah.
And comforting.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stopped, his voice didn't go away. But the screaming turned into kind of a cackle. Like a satisfied, almost a thank you, you don't know how much help you've been kind of cackle. And your dad, it almost feels like your dad wants to tell you something, but your dad is being drowned out by this cackle.
I know I'm not here for me or my dad. I kind of hug onto the drum a little, and I let my mage hand just keep going, kind of 2 fingers, just to try and keep a little beat, but not distracting. And I go to the far door.
And you go to the, which door?
The door here, the one that I put my token to, the last remaining door. Is it an open door as well?
It's just like an archway kind of thing.
Okay, I'll look inside. So
you saw, that's not it. you saw the one that Satu went into. This one is a mirror of it.
Mm.
And again, you find sarcophagi and friezes and reliefs and carvings, and you find the plaques at the heads of each one with these items. And they sort of glint. You can actually see them clearly with your dark vision. So what you see,
I did see Satu wipe one down, and it is in my nature to copy that action. So I'll wipe one down.
and you see the same gleaming marble, highly polished. At the head of this one that you have just wiped, there's a plaque, and you see a sword with a
Is it like
delicate
my sword?
curve. It's got like a delicate curve to it. It's more like a rapier than it is like a cutlass or something like that. Delicate silver with a gold sort of filigreed handle, and it exudes grace and deftness.
I'll go back to the door entrance of the door and go, "Hey, Polyglot, can you read?"
Just about to push the door open, and I stop. The head comes around really slow. My career would certainly be ripped if I could nae read a script.
So yeah, I think. Where are you going? Are you going in there? I like look to the sarcophagus and like bow my head, and I don't speak Yuan to you, but I'm like, whisper, whisper, prayer, prayer. And like go back and join the others. Where are you going? Polyglot, are you going in there?
I'm not here to discover nuclear fission, but I am here to finish the mission. And I push open the door. As the door opens, I send in the lights one by one. So it's like yellow, white, green, purple, and then I enter in afterwards. More of a shock treatment than an entrance this time.
Satu's like, what's nuclear fission?
I don't know. Never heard of that in my life.
Because you have the dancing lights, you guys see this.
I don't know either. I don't know do.
This
I just know
you
if
can
I don't rhyme,
tell.
I'm covered in poo.
Well, Polyglot sees this. Have you guys followed, or are you guys still up here?
Oh, stairs. Yeah, I'm making an entrance. Yeah. Me and
For
the
sure,
lights
I'll
heading
follow.
down the stairs. And the single set of bagpipes, throw the other ones to the side like a lost friend. Put the last one in my mouth, blow them all the way up, and walk down the stairs. Just inappropriate music, but yeah, making an entrance.
Everybody make me
Burlesque entrance into a tomb, yeah, because I got class.
make me a perception check with disadvantage.
Here we go. Oh wait, I gotta do twice. Well-
Percepticles. Oh, look at me go.
Oh, we 8.
I was looking for the crowd. That's why.
Okay.
18.
Advantage. Perception.
Let's get Angelo here.
4. Yeah.
Okay, weirdly, the two that aren't playing bagpipes don't hear this.
Yep. I'm used to them. I blank them out. It's like a cigar smoker
Yeah.
doesn't smell their own
But the
cigars.
one
It's like Wolverine.
playing the bagpipes.
Yep.
Maybe it's because you don't like being upstaged,
Oh.
but you hear soft lute music coming from the back of this tomb.
Sorry, which one? The big one in the back here?
This is, you can tell this is like the main tomb.
Yep. in that case, I change my music to harmonize to play with whatever they've got,
Okay.
and somehow manage to play this thing with one hand while my other hand is digging in my component pouch because I'm getting ready to cast.
So because you have the dancing lights up, I'm going to tell you what is in here. There is, it's like a stepped sort of inset structure. So I know you guys can see it, but it's like a big room, and then there's like a little nook, a smaller nook, and then within the smaller nook is an even smaller nook, and nestled into, yeah, like
Almost cranny.
yeah, you got it.
Nooks and crannies.
Nestled into that smallest nook is another small sarcophagus with a platform at the head and a plaque. And then on every wall is a tapestry or a frieze or a plaque or a carving or a relief or a statue of the same halfling, but they look different every time. Same face, different clothes, different demeanor, different pose.
All their roles, right? As an actor, yeah.
Surrounded by
Yeah, it's like his movie, the equivalent of his movie posters all over the.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. And then at the back, or not the tomb back, but like, I guess the front then, there are two tiny daises, like half circle daises, with tapestries again against the wall. One representing a tragedy and one representing a comedy.
Okay.
And that is what you see. And you hear, so right, you've got dancing lights, so you can see right here on this, I guess to describe it for the viewers, on the plaque at the head of the sarcophagus is a lute, kind of kicked over on its at like an angle, and it is softly strumming itself.
I take the mask off the back of my head, and for the first time ever showing reverence, because I didn't realize they were an actor. And now they're important. I go over and put it on the appropriate of the two plinths you were talking about. There's the happy face and the sad face ones. So I put and again, now it's important because now it's about a theater, right? So I very reverentially put the mask in the right place, as far as what I'm concerned is the right place.
Okay, so you put the mask on the comedy stage.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing really happens other than, it's a very, one thing, sorry, I have to backtrack again. Angelo's been tip-tapping with his mage hand, and Satu showed some reverence in the side crypt, and you just showed reverence to, this great actor.
Also just about to start playing with the lute instead of just.
And yeah, you've been playing with the lute. Yeah. You felt a wave of something hit you when you entered, but you also felt like maybe you were protected from the brunt of it. And I need everyone to give me a wisdom check.
Check or saving throw?
Check.
18.
9.
Wisdom.
Polyglot don't whiz.
Well, let me click it for some reason. There we go. I'm not wise. A 6.
You guys know and two of you are overcome with this sense of grief and betrayal and loss and hurt. And it's not that you're incapacitated by it, but it is profound. And Satu, you are the only one who can parse through these feelings and identify what's actually happening. And do you still have Detect Magic up?
I would, yeah.
That loot is going insane.
I've got it in my notes. I pull out the locket and pop it open and look down.
The locket's jammed, dude.
Is it? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It blew up. Okay, right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
Satu's going to
Pulls out jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Satu is going to
Never mind.
mirror what Polyglot did, put the tragedy mask on the tragedy dais, and kind of point or mention to the two of them that there's something very powerful about the loot.
Does the loot look like the exact same loot as I saw, or a different one? I have an instinct to go back for it.
It looks... The loot that you saw actually kind of looks like a reproduction of the loot that's in this tomb. Like,
Okay.
the loot, as fancy as the loot that you saw was, it was smaller. It was almost like a ukulele.
A ukulele.
Ukulele.
This is clearly the original loot,
Mhm.
and it's playing softly, but it's not playing peacefully.
Mhm.
There's tense looting.
Tense looting.
I'm gonna join Polyglot as musically as I can, having not actually become a bard, and try and join him in harmonizing with my drum.
Okay. Polyglot and Angelo.
Because we're both the ones that
just
failed the
weeping
wisdom
profusely
too, right?
and marching
Yeah,
forward.
Yeah. Polyglot and Angelo. Make me performance check. But you are trying to join in with this loot. You're not trying to drown it out. You're not trying to cancel it.
No, it's almost like I'm trying to encourage it, like
Yes,
how my
yeah.
father's voice was in my
Yeah.
head.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Quite
Just let it out,
possibly,
man.
quite possibly for the
Comforting.
only time in Polyglot's life, he is voluntarily taking a secondary role, like a supporting actor role.
Mhm.
He's letting the lute play lead. So
Mm.
yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah. So
I built a bard that's
Give
not
me-
proficient in performance.
Angelo, give me a straight performance, and Polyglot, give me performance with advantage.
Okay.
14.
Oh no.
Oh
8.
no.
It's because
Angelo,
that's 'cause I only
the
got
loot-
one. Yeah, I only
The
got one
loot
lung
music
left.
adjusts itself a little bit to play to your beat, but Polyglot, it does not like your bagpipes.
No, I'm not surprised. Nobody likes
It-
bagpipes.
It tries to play louder over your bagpipes.
Yep.
And
I
it kind of it's so aggressive that it knocks itself further off of this platform, and it falls onto the floor with a clatter.
drop my
And
bagpipes
suddenly-
and pull out my flute.
Suddenly, a sort of blue Vesper appears.
Ooh.
How do I? Can't remember how to get her token on here.
You
Go
It's okay.
left
to
click on the name on the character and you can drag.
Got it.
There we go.
Sort of blue vesper, a wisp starts to form, and this diminutive but sort of full of grandeur figure of a halfling appears, weeping. And I think we need to take a break now, because this is when we get into the fight, and I don't know how long that's going to go.
All right, excellent. So we will take
All right.
a brief sort of 5 to 10 minute break, rehydrate, and prepare yourselves for La Grande Bataille when we come back. That French was awful. See you in a couple minutes. we have returned. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin. That's Bison. That's Saber. And this is Wayward Knight. Go.
Oh, Saber. Oh no, wrong Saber. I was Wednesday. Sorry, my
That's something
It's
that only
okay.
made sense to him. It's okay.
It's okay.
Chris,
Love
save us from
that.
ourselves. Go. Bring us back.
Okay. So you have just seen this ghost appear in front of you, and she is weeping profoundly. What do you do?
I mean, I'm weeping too with Polyglot. We're weeping together. We empathize and identify with this thing.
But at the same time,
Do we see her name on anything? Like, can we check that from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I can see.
do you have masks on?
I've got the tragedy. Or no, we
nope,
don't.
left
Neither
them
of us
on
have the masks on.
podiums. Yeah.
Right.
So-
So we can see it. We just can't read it.
Yeah. So you don't know. I will say you saw the graves upstairs. They were all copper pots.
Hmm.
So it would not be unreasonable to assume that this is a copper pot.
Okay.
Actually, I forgot your name for a sec. Polyglot.
Yes.
Make me a history check.
Okay. Yeah,
The
history,
bard might
theater,
know
that
her
makes
name.
sense. Nope. 2 5s. Even if you add them together, that sucks.
Wait, was that with disadvantage?
Doesn't
Or
matter. That was
disadvan-
2
or just
5s.
2 5s.
Yeah.
That's rough, buddy.
I assumed everything was a
Um,
disadvantage because I'm so sad.
Yeah, you know that, like, if you weren't so overcome with these emotions, you could, it's like on the tip of your tongue. You feel like you know who this is. It's like
It's perfect.
like she's real.
Yeah.
She's a legend, but like you can't remember her name.
But I see them in their sense of sadness, and I am also sad, and I want us to be happy. So, like every comedian ever, I try and crack a joke. And I reach into my component pouch and very carefully hide some things in my hands, and I hold them out in front of me. The bagpipe drained. Oh no, because I dropped it on the floor. So behind me, as I step on it, it goes "Merp" one final time. And I
He
look
looks
up
over.
at I look up at the like announcing my presence. I look up at the ghost and I say, "My family is funny. We're not known for our smarts. In fact, my 2 aunts are called," and I open my hands, "Tickles and Tarts," and there's a feather and 2 small tarts in my hand because best spell components ever. I cast Hideous Laughter.
Oh boy, let's see.
But I don't want to do damage. I'm actually trying
You're trying to make her laugh?
force them to laugh.
You're trying to force them to laugh.
So instead of doing
Okay.
any damage, if they fail the save, I'm hoping I make them giggle.
Okay, what's the target must see on wisdom
14.
saving throw?
Wisdom 14.
What is the DC? 14. Okay. Where are her stats? Roll20 is not great for like multiple windows.
No.
Um,
The pop-out system works, but vaguely.
If you have 9 screens, the pop-out's system is perfect for
the
running the
wisdom
game.
saving throw? I don't even know how to.
Oh, damn it.
She beats it.
She
Oh.
looks at you.
Can I retroactively cast Bane?
No.
Damn it. I should know better. I should have known better. Probably wouldn't have worked anyway. Okay. So yes.
Yeah, she would have nat 20'd.
Yeah. Almost
Just to
grin.
spite you.
Since I started playing the drum, like I was like, oh, I totally gave you bardic inspiration earlier, and then
I'm a bard too.
I'm
but
not a bard.
you see, I didn't even know. Not unprepared. Yep. So yeah, they made this.
She looks at you
Yeah.
with the most unamused look and says, "It will take much more than that to cure my grief.
Well, I'm quite brave, and I'm definitely not meek. And by the way, I'm here all week. Still just desperately trying to get a laugh. If the dice won't work, fuck it, use your mind.
She she just turns her head again back to the way she was and starts wailing.
Satu takes a step forward and she spoke in common.
She's spoken like a That's a good question. I'm gonna
'Cause if
say
she-
yes.
If-
I'm gonna say
okay.
yes. She spoke in common because visitors don't all know halfling, so she would probably like she's aware of your presence. She's like, oh, you should speak common.
He takes a step forward and it's like, we were sent here to restart the theater.
She looks up at you.
We were hired to clean things out so our patron could start the start things up again.
You and your patron have disturbed my peace. You and your patron have disrespected my home. You and your patron can leave.
So she's like, it's not what I expected.
We've seen so much. Oh, you're very sad. Is there anything we can do to make you glad?
Let's see. She looks at you guys. She goes, I am a legend. I will not be destroyed. And she goes straight for Satu.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so you,
Since we haven't rolled initiative yet, could I have called halt and used the command spell before she got to him?
roll, let's do a dex off.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said dance off. I'm sorry. Either way, the second I
so just
moved you
straight
one.
dexterity.
Yeah, straight dex.
I beat you by 1.
Hey.
Oh shit.
Halt. Biff.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Stop.
Yeah, halt is the target doesn't move and takes no actions. A flying creature stays aloft, provided it is able to do so.
Okay, so you it like lunges for I almost said bison for Satu, and you get in there and you say halt, and it stops, and you can tell it is fighting. It is fighting against your command, but it has stopped. Its hand is still out. It's trying to reach for Satu, but it has stopped.
We're not here to cause harm. We're not here to disrespect. That was not the intention. Please. Can we just have a conversation before we start throwing hands?
You claim you do not disrespect my tomb. I see what the surface people have done to my glorious wonder, my building, my home. You are but their pawns. You show surface respect. You have no true idea of what we have done.
What would you have it look like? What would you have this be if you had everything that you wanted?
This is a place for my people. This is a place for the arts, for those who want to express themselves, for those who find themselves burdened by everything else in life. This is a place of creativity. This is a home for people who were forced to do things they don't want to do.
I think we agree with you. I look to the bard
And yet
beside
you come
me.
representing that reprehensible gnome.
To be fair, we don't really like the gnome. The gnome hired us to clean up, but the grander goal here is for there to be art again here, and music, and dancing, and theater. That's
I
the
know
end
what
goal.
he plans. He wishes to defile my establishment, turn it into a trivial place of this is Chris not knowing words.
Take your time.
Of frivolity and caprice. He will not respect it the way it deserves. He will not. I need everyone to roll initiative.
I tried, y'all.
So good. We're still not done.
Ah,
The fight hasn't started just because everybody's rolled initiative.
Oh, I didn't click.
I gotta
my
actually
vote
press
Token,
button.
damn it. I did
Token.
it. Me, the guy who's always telling
All
people,
three
"I
of
can't take
us.
you down, give me a penny, damn me."
We got so excited.
I got worse.
Oh, are we doing it again? Okay, I can do that.
No, I didn't token. That's
Ah, I
why.
got the same score. Nice.
Oh, I should have gotten a notebook. Oh, I have paper. Do I have a pen though? Or,
Could do it in roll 20.
There's a
Yeah, like
solution.
there's an initiative tracker in Roll20. I just don't know how to
All
do
on
it
the
because
left-hand side.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Don't worry about it then. Pen and a piece of paper. That works. You've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
it's the same
Hey,
difference.
That was
hey,
only 8.
sticky note app.
It's actually an 8, a 7, and a 6. We freaking
All right,
that.
let's get
Ignore my 11.
So who had the 8?
Me.
Polyglot.
And then Satu had the 7, and his
8. Who had the 7?
Angelo had
Swatu?
the 6.
I had the 7
Done.
and
Yeah.
Angelo had the 6.
That's so funny. 876.
Oh wait, here it is. What did they get?
Ooh, 13.
13.
13.
Awesome.
Okay.
You're not halting anymore.
Okay. How do I? Okay. Here we go. I have
Oh,
too
the
many
spell
windows.
has no effect if the target is undead.
Oh, for command?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
oh well. Narratively, it was still cool.
Yeah.
Weirdly, it
And they
was
still get to
cool,
attack
and we'll
first.
say-
So, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll say
yeah.
she gave you a chance
Yeah.
instead of halting.
Oh, even better,
Um,
yes.
But now
Yeah.
she's changed her focus though. And she is going to go after Angelo.
Let's checks out. I'm on your side, bro.
Literally throwing mage hands.
Ouch.
That's what I'll be doing in a sec.
16 definitely hits.
Okay.
Oh, and I still have damage from the last session. Whoa.
Holy
Ouch.
crap cakes.
You take 18 damage.
Ouchie. Oh, buddy. I'm on your side. I'm trying to help you.
You will not help. You will only hurt. And it is whose turn? Polyglot's turn.
Polyglot.
All the bullshit's gone. Step forward to that big pillar that's right in front of me. And you said this is like old temple, right?
Yeah, it's an old tomb.
I didn't do it because it's easy. I'm gonna do it because it's hard. This place is too good for comics. It's good enough for a real bard. And I cast Mending on the rock in front of me, just to fix up just the cracks in the haze. And I'm going to ignore the attack and just fix. I can only do this much at a time. I'll make it really clear that I'm fixing her building.
Okay. Oop, here we go. Wrong button. She sees it, but her mind is unchanged.
Fair enough. Yep.
And it is Satu's turn.
Where is she right now? Is she next
Oh wait,
to Angela?
she came after Satu, so she was there, and now she's after Angela, so she's there.
Okay. She's in the wrong spot for that. Actually, I'm just gonna hop over this way. And he's gonna start sorry, excuse me. He starts clapping like, that was a very good song earlier. And he starts clapping and it gets louder and louder and louder. And he casts Thunderwave.
Ooh, okay. Wave of Thunder's force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a Constitution saving throw.
And he's going to
Boom.
use a second level spell slot for that.
Okay, so she's got to beat a 15.
I guess we're done talking.
Yeah.
She does not. So how much
So-
damage does she take?
She takes
10 feet.
going to be taking 3d8. Actually, I'll do it. Where are we here? Cast at what level? 2, submit. So she takes 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And she is pushed 10 feet away from me. So she cracks into that pillar or whatever, the dais in the middle.
Oh, that's a brazier.
That's a brazier. Yeah, she's gonna go straight into that.
10 feet. Whoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone's ears are ringing.
Yeah. She passes through it, but you can tell that she did not like the feeling of that. And she turns her attention to you. And there's like, if ghosts could have fire in their eyes, she would.
Mhm.
And she it's Angelo's turn actually.
She's got fire in her eyes toward my comrade. I'm Eldritch blasting this woman.
Okay.
So then I started blasting.
Yeah. Mhm. From Thunderwave to blasting.
Range spell attack. So you gotta make a ranged spell attack.
So to roll just a straight D20.
Plus
Like a once.
your
Yeah,
plus
you can
your-
hit that through the spell tab.
yeah.
If
Her
you
attacks
go
Oh.
actually too.
Yeah,
front
her
page
attacks.
And the attacks. Just
front page.
It's not on the front page,
Oh,
oddly
okay.
enough.
Oh, so
Interesting. There's
Oh,
an
yeah.
empty slot there.
you
Plus
can go
4,
to the compendium, the fourth tab on the right. Type in
Well, you
blast.
just roll a d20 plus your dex or plus
Yeah.
your magical ability, whatever. It's charisma, right?
Attack
'Cause you're a
bonus.
bard. No, you're not a bard. But you're a charisma magician, right? Charisma based
Yes.
magic.
Spells, charisma, yeah. So
Why
it'll
not?
be
20 plus whatever that is.
Yeah, it's the spell attack
Plus
bonus
your
is
proficiency.
is on the spell tab.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to think about it, what is it? What is it? Because
Yeah, there's so much math. Hmm. Sorry, friends. I know this is like
It happens.
No worries.
Let me
maybe if
catch
I
up
try
on-
through my
Yeah.
D&D Beyond one. Can I do that?
There you go. Oh, it rolled a 1, but it worked.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just use that sheet for this then.
Oh, nope, that's not gonna make it.
Nope.
So she
Oh, that brazier would have
Lord.
gone flying too, actually. Anything that's not nailed
oh
down.
yeah. So that brazier like crashed against the sarcophagus.
Holes
There's
everywhere.
there's like ashes in the air now and like dust on even more dust on everything. And
I'll
she
clean it up after, I swear.
she looks at all of you and she's like who you can see she's trying to be like, who do I go after first? Who do I go after first? And she will I think Satu, because Satu is the one that hit her, she still goes after Satu. So she's gonna go after Satu and she is going to use there you go. So we need a DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Actually, from all of us, each within.
Yep.
60 feet.
Yeah, all of you.
Oh no.
Oh, come on.
Age 1d4 times 10 years. This will be fun.
Nope. That's if you fail by 5 or more.
Oh, okay. Only the age. Okay.
Yeah, but you are frightened. Satu, you're frightened. The rest of the other two are fine. So that is, and then Polyglot and Saber, you are immune to this for the rest of the fight.
Yeah. It's Linus who gets advantage on that. I'm not a halfling today.
Probably playing 27 characters in a week.
It's a halfling. Wait, you haven't gone scary yet?
So
Oh, wait, no, you're not. I don't think you're immune to it quite yet. It's if you succeed
Yeah, no,
after.
it's Linus, because he's a halfling. He has brave.
Oh yeah.
My
Okay.
Wednesday character would
Small
have
but
probably
mighty.
been okay.
Okay. So that was the ghost's turn. It is back to Polyglot.
I walk up to the ghost and I start to cast Cure Wounds, just so it's just like you can just sort of see it tickling on my fingertips. And I look at her. It's not just you that wants this theater back, you know. The other arm covered in boils because he's no longer even trying to rhyme. I spent my whole life looking for a place to perform. One leg. A place I could call home. The other leg. A place where all I wanted was an audience. His whole body, his whole torso is covered now. Looks at the magic on his fingers. If I help you, will you help me? And I reach forward and cast Cure Wounds on the spectre. I mean, it's not going to work. It doesn't matter. It's all symbolic. But yeah, I will burn this.
Okay. You'll find out what she does in a bit.
And it's her turn. Yep.
Satu.
Satu sees what Polyglot's doing. And as terrified as he is, actually, no, this tracks. He's scared as shit. he is going to cast Hold Person as he tries to get this terrifying ghost away from him.
When you're frightened, do you
So-
have to use your movement?
I cannot
Which
willingly move. I
version
can't
of
move
frightened
closer.
is it? Yeah.
I have
Um,
disadvantage
One you have to
on
run away. One you have to. Yeah,
This
you can't-
actually works perfectly for me because I have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. Creature cannot willingly move closer to the source of its fear. The spell is a wisdom saving throw on her part, so I don't have to actually. This does not actually affect anything.
Okay.
So she has to beat DC 15.
DC 15 wisdom.
And it's paralysis, so they're not. Unless it specifically says they're immune.
Son
of a
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. No, that's
She
okay.
just
No,
lets
because
out-
this
She
gives
just
them.
lets out this like ethereal scream of frustration. Like,
Yep.
why aren't these jerks going away
Yes.
and leaving her to,
Yep.
sit in her fate?
Mhm.
And then that's the end of my turn. So I get to do another wisdom saving throw to see if I'm still terrified of this lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not.
You are not. Good. And Angelo.
I also see what Polyglot is doing. And so I'm going to hold my action in hopes that this persuasion works. Or could I use my action to assist in persuasion?
Yeah.
Applying the help action to polyglots.
Yeah. Okay. So
I've
Persuasion
never
with
used the help
advantage?
action before.
it just
Yep.
it just means that it gives Polyglot advantage. So Polyglot,
A persuasion
Make
roll
me
with an
a
advantage.
persuasion roll with advantage.
Guess what this bard did take? Oh, it's only 15.
This is the
And
closest
plus
thing to
8.
bardic inspiration that I can give you.
Yeah. 15.
She looks at you. And for a second, there's nothing.
Covered in blood.
I
standing
need
there as
you to make
proud as the
me-
day is long. Just
A DC 13 charisma saving throw.
a charisma saving throw. Just regular, just normal.
Yeah, regular.
14.
Okay. Let me read this for a second.
It was going really well until the boil popped and went.
Ew.
Gonna ruin the old image. Yeah. Sorry. Content warning.
Okay.
Travel
Yeah.
back in time
Jeez.
with that content warning.
She charges at you and she what's the word? Like not blends, not merges, but like
Possesses?
Passes through you.
almost coalesces into your physical space, like coexists molecules with molecules, and you can feel something
I very specifically
taking over
don't
your
resist.
body, and there's
Yep.
a struggle, and then
No struggle.
she's
I don't
forced
resist.
out of you.
I give it up. Yeah. She can
Did
get
his
in there if she
cure
wants.
wounds spell that he sent on her as a symbol cure him of his boils now that she merged with him?
Yeah, we'll say that for flavor.
Oh wow. Thank you.
Feels like my help action has to
Yeah,
help
there you go.
somehow.
That's-
Yeah.
Magnificent.
All right, so she is ejected
Yeah.
from your physical space, and she is irate. She will do something on her turn.
Okay. Which is now. I think if Angela's
Yeah,
done.
it is now.
Yeah.
You're right. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, Polyglot. No, it is now.
Yeah.
She's
Unless
going
that
to-
merging with him was was it a reaction? Or was that
it
an
was
action?
it was him resisting possession.
Mm.
So was the attempt to possess me her action then?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
right.
asking.
Yeah, so that's probably
Ah,
so it is
look at
probably
you.
Glug's turn.
2 things in a row.
He got
Mechanics.
confused.
Oh.
So yeah,
Satu?
it's
Oh, sorry.
polyglot.
Oh my
No,
god.
it's me, right? I'm
No,
just.
no,
I'm
it
it's
just
is.
still
checking.
polyglot.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, okay.
I thought he was done. I got confused.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Is there a fire of any sort in this room? Any lights?
Your dancing
Torch?
lights.
Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay.
I kind of did bad things to the brazier.
But it wasn't lit anyway, so that's okay.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, in that case, quit looking at your sheet. This is way past looking at your sheet time. She's right there. In my new healed up form, I just silently hold out one hand and look over at her and say, "Please, madam, put aside your rage and accompany me to your damn stage."
I just realized I mathed wrong. Okay.
And I'm offering to escort her upstairs onto the stage in this building. I don't care what she does to
gonna-
me. He's
We're
just
gonna take you to the gnome.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You'll see what she. You'll
I,
see what
I
she
watched
does.
a little. I watched it break. I watched the little wire snap. It was beautiful. Thank you. That's it. That's my action. I started her completely exposed her. She can do anything she wants to me right now. I'm offering her my hand and my help. I love one shots.
Okay.
Satu.
Satu's turn. Now that he's not scared, and now that he sees that Polyglot is doing what bards do.
Oh, also, by the way, before we get too far into your turn, she does have thunder resistance, so I did have that
Half
damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Only half here. They only take half damage.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I
Um,
cast Astral Thunder. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to take 2 steps over or this way, and he's going to cast Prestidigitation on the brazier to clean up his mess. And as he does it, he says, "Heroes like your family deserve to be revered. I am sorry for the mess."
Okay. Is that your full turn?
That's my full turn. 'Cause
Okay.
Prestidigitation is an action.
And Angelo.
I very similarly to my last turn am hoping to aid with persuasion. I also hold out my hands side by side and I say what I said before, we'll take you to the gnome if that's where you want to go.
Okay. She is going to.
The person in the
What?
next room is watching a game show, so through the wall I'm hearing dun 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 dun, dun the countdown clock. Well,
Do, 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 do,
almost, yeah.
Okay, so she's gonna head over to Satu. Satu, I need you to make me a charisma save.
Be a sec here.
We're all
We're both just
charismians.
standing there with our hands out.
Yeah.
Peace
25.
ghost. We'd
Wow.
like some.
Oh my god.
Whoa. That's quite the roll.
Your Jedi
But-
mind tricks will not work on me.
You're really charismatic too. Holy
I'm trying to
cow.
make her
This
do a
whole
thing
party.
here and she won't know what happened.
It was a show about it. Yeah, sometimes you just got to give up.
You got 3 charisma-based
Yeah.
casters.
Yep.
And she's trying to force her will on them.
Oh, that's right. You're a sorcerer. Sorry, I
Yep.
thought you were a wizard.
Nope.
Ah,
Nope, it's
Yeah,
all
the wizard
charisma
would be
all day,
Windward.
all day long
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Me
In
being a
that
sorcerer
case-
is Kevin's fault. He
In
convinced
that
me they're
case,
great.
that's her turn, but she's realizing that that tactic isn't going to work. So we go back to Polyglot. I want you to Angela, you said you were doing the help action, right?
Yeah.
Polyglot,
Persuasion at
make
advantage
me
again. if you can.
persuasion at advantage.
All right.
Reassuring bongos.
Yeah, start to get that bardic inspiration
Here,
on.
26.
Oh wow.
There we go.
Yeah.
24 and a 26. My low roll's a 24. Without even thinking about it, the lights just sort of come up, but only at like 1/10 power, so he just glows slightly.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go like turn to like mood lighting.
Well, kind of, yeah. It's just, and I was going to finish the sentence by saying that the end of the night, when they've turned off all the big lights and there's just the little floodlights along the front of the stage, and everybody's sort of illuminated, but sort of just kind of there's a mist and a haze on the stage from all the people. It's just that. Yeah.
She looks at you, Polyglot. And she says, with almost a deadly voice, the gnome, take me.
And if she accepts my hand, I will just start walking back upstairs towards the stage.
She takes your hand, but she looks back at her lute.
Satu jogs over to grab it. And very, very carefully offers it to her or offers to carry it.
She cannot hold it.
I will carry it.
She nods very seriously. For now, you are all out of initiative.
Mhm.
And you lead her back through her crypt, through the place that was built and designed to honor her, her family, and all of their great deeds.
Just casting
Now-
mending as we go. Just every time I see something that's
What?
damaged, I'm just casting mending as we go. Every time
Oh,
I see
okay.
something that's damaged,
Yeah.
it's a cantrip, so it's just puff, 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 all the
Okay.
way up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similarly, prestidigitation on like dust and stuff,
Okay.
cleaning up
Um,
portraits.
And you lead her through the legacy that she has left, and you reach the
The trap corridor.
you reach the trap corridor.
Yep.
And you hit some sloshing from the fountain that
Mhm.
Polyglot eviscerated.
Yep.
But you make your way up. You find oh, by the way, just a side note, Frank and his family were chose to stay behind
Yeah.
because this was their home. They do go, thanks for the repairs. And Fritz says goodbye to Angelo, and he's like, I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too, buddy.
And you make it to the door to the prop room, go up the spiral staircase, and you're on the stage. And Floyd, the gnome, is just sitting in the house in a seat with his feet propped up, taking a nap.
The personification of capitalism.
I pull out the bagpipes, blow them up, start playing the Emperor's theme.
Oh. Oh my god.
To wake him up. Yep.
Oh my god. That's not a nice way to wake someone up.
And then I just gesture broadly at the lady of the house.
He sees, he like squints and he's like, ah! Is that a ghost? Where did you find a ghost?
In the basement.
We have a basement?
A tomb.
A tomb? Oh, this is above my pay grade.
I thought you owned the place.
I mean, my family does. I was given charge of it to fix it up and not get disowned. But I think this is a little much. Maybe I'll talk to my dad about our holdings and real estate choices. Please don't kill me.
Perfect. As he says that, this was on the ground floor, so this was lit, right? This had torches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I cast pyrotechnics near him, but again, not gonna hurt him. But one of the torches just explodes into a dazzling display of colors. Actually,
He screams like
give me a
little girl.
Constitution save or become blinded.
Constitution.
Constitutions.
Constitution.
And he's sitting in a cloud of thick black smoke.
Where are my notes?
Oh,
for this
fireworks
guy?
or smoke. Pardon me. I'll use fireworks. Just blam and try and blind him.
So Constitution is average.
He's a gnome.
The gnome.
Nope.
9.
That's a gnot. So he's blind. So he's never going to see her coming.
And he screams like a little girl.
And again, I just don't say a word because I don't want to have to rhyme right now. I just gesture to her prey because now he can't see.
Okay, so he is freaking out and he like trips over one of the seats and is like kind of wedged in between the seat and the back of the chair because they are the like flippy uppy kind.
Yeah.
Oh, he's stuck.
Mhm. And she what does she do? She is going to, he's got to make a save.
As she does her thing.
He fucking-
Finally.
Yeah.
No, he saves. And she's like, you can see the like, God damn it face on
Yeah.
her.
Half expecting a stomp.
I'm gonna, if I could, I'm gonna go walk away from her and toward him and kneel beside him and say, listen, you don't have a lot going on for you here. If you want to just hand over the bill of sale, we'll take care of this place going forward.
He is shaking and quaking. He's like, technically, my dad has the deed, but I'm sure if I told him what happened, he would be glad to hand it over. Yeah.
You got message or something? We gotta solve this before you die.
Oh, and then the ghost is gonna try something else.
Just before they do, I take a stance on the stage and start to speak out. This is the only stolen rhyme I'm going to use in this whole 2 weeks. And it's just to inspire her. I'm giving inspiration to the who was the bad person a minute ago. Just in as sonorous a voice as he can muster. All the world's indeed a stage. We are merely players, performers and portrayers, each another's audience outside the gilded cage. Now kick his fucking ass. And I'll take the boils for the part that didn't rhyme at the end. The rest of it's from Rush.
And
So she gets
Age and stage do rhyme, though.
1d6.
Well, there was definitely some rhymes in there, but not couplets.
No.
I'm gonna give him disadvantage because he's
I'll take all the
fucking
boils. I don't care.
terrified. Oh my god.
I got the quote.
She's rolling better than we are. What the hell? Why do you need our help? Fuck.
Okay,
Um,
well,
Lazy bastard.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait, no, those are his saves. God damn it. This ghost is just going to scream and he's going to shit himself.
either one of you want to do something? Because I got another plan.
Oh, disgusting. Like, walk away. I was too close to that.
Um,
I don't know why you smell like shit, but it certainly seems to fit. And I cast Bane on him. So no, he gets -4 on all of his stuff.
okay, I'm gonna try one more time.
There we
Oh,
go.
okay, now,
-1. There we go.
which
That's how that's
means
done.
okay. He takes. Oh, let's do this again. Wah! I love that you're just like, come on, you can get him, you can get him.
As far as Polyglot is concerned, this is his new boss. And he's seen that she's willing to kill people, so he wants to be on her good side.
So this,
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna modify this a little bit.
Yes.
She is focusing all of her
Oh,
hatred
yes.
on him. So she
Oh.
shelters you from this horrifying visage. And he's already frightened.
No, technically
But
we're
he
okay.
ages-
We've all saved from it. So we,
Oh yeah,
we're
you guys
okay.
have.
Right, yep.
But he can't see. He's blinded right now.
Damn it. He can hear though. He
how
can
long did
fucking
that-
hear.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it works. Yeah.
And she can scream. And you know what? She's gonna
Only
choke.
blinded until the end of your next turn. And they've made 2 saves since
Oh.
then, so they can see.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So here we go. 1d4 times 10. He ages 10 years.
All of his
He's
hair
like-
disappears in one go.
For real. For real. He's like just like it goes from the top first and you see it just like all fall out and then it comes around and then it's just like the most embarrassing loss of hair. And like he takes his face sags a little, his eyes get, you know, darker underneath, and he just goes, oh, I'll mail you that deed. And he like pushes himself out of his seat and just like books it, full dash action out of this theater.
That was entertaining.
There's a you hear sort of clattering from the rigging up top of the stage, and you hear a voice. He's like, oh hey, there's people. Did you guys know about the ghost? So I could have told you about the ghost.
What in the name of the serpent are you?
I'm Rodney. I work the rigging. I've been repairing it. Did Floyd not tell you I was here? There's totally
No.
a ghost downstairs. I saw it.
There's totally a ghost right there.
Oh, hey. Well, I hope you don't mind. I'm not going to come down.
Understandable.
Angelo,
Yeah.
do you hear something from your dad? You hear a soft humming, like a lullaby, almost.
Mm-hmm.
And your mage hand, without being prompted, begins a very soft tip tapping on the drum. And you feel a tug. You feel a tug, a kind one, a sort of gentle, a nudge almost, pulling you towards Satu. But not Satu. Something Satu has.
I look to Satu and I say, do you know how to play the lute?
It was not in my skills growing up, but I could try.
And then I look to Polyglot and I join on the stage. Shall we make the first new performance in the theater together?
I need
And this isn't how
everyone.
the spell works, but I'm going to cast Enthrall before we start to perform. Technically, it only gives me advantage on charisma checks.
What are you
Right.
casting?
Enthrall. I like to
Oh,
think
okay.
that we're performing for an invisible audience, both past and future, and I'd like to enthrall them just because it's the final scene. So
I need
Hope- Hopefully
Every-
Rodney will get some rigging going
yeah,
too.
some lights and some, yeah.
I need everybody to make me a performance check with advantage.
Finally press the advantage button up on the top of it.
I like this because for the second time ever, Polyglot takes a secondary role and lets the two of them do most of the performing.
Satu, you have vague musical education as a noble. But you look at this ghost and she got her revenge, her you know what she was due. She found who she needed to harm to satisfy her vendetta. And she has not been in her theater for, you can't even guess how long. But this lute, as you've been holding it, is so powerful after having been imbued with a legend's life and the magic of a hero for so long. Your fingers start to play and they dance across the strings. And Angelo, it's the tune your dad was humming. And Angelo, you're drumming along. Make me a perception check with advantage.
Nat 20.
The screaming's gone.
With a nat 1 on the dump.
I love when that happens. And Polyglot, you still got one bagpipe left.
I do.
And you get that drone going. And while bagpipes are loud, you can moderate the volume a little bit. And you get a light sort of lilting tune going. And this mellifluous melody begins to become tangible. You can see it. You can feel it. There is magic in the air. And you can see what this theater looked like in its heyday.
Oh yeah.
Gilded copper, filigree and flowers adorned polished wooden carvings, lush velvet seats, floral arrangements abound, and color and limelight and lamplight and this is what she built. And we go black.
No, Kyle, that's what Bang wants to do.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. But I'm going to do the order. The thank yous kind of in a slightly reverse order today because I want to start with Wayward. You're fucking good at this. There's no other way to put this, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm going to put the swear word in there because you're fucking good at this. You are very, very good at creating emotions and atmosphere. Your timing is exceptional. I'm glad you convinced yourself to do this for us, and I'm very glad now that you had a chance to do this and be this successful before a big project, which shall remain nameless at this moment. You hear an ear-shattering round of applause. That's not me. That's a quote from chat. So well done. Congratulations. That's as good as it gets. Thank you. For everybody else, thank you very, very much to Bison_Stonefist. I know you're a regular, but I saw the energy you put in tonight, and I appreciate it very, very much. Saber, we don't get to play together anywhere near enough because every time you come here, you bring this amazing creativity and this gentle adding to the story element where we were talking about it on the break, your ability to go, actually, can we, or actually, I see it this way, and doing it in such a way that it makes it very, very easy for the GM to go, yes, I like that, let's do that. So thank you for that. It's a wonderful skill, and if more players had it, the stories would be even better because I've said it a bazillion times. Five people will tell a better story than one. Multiple minds working together is always going to tell a better story than one working alone. So thank you to all the people here who helped tell this story for the special reasons we told it for. Thank you to everybody in chat. We had a great night tonight. Thank you to some of our newer viewers. I'm not going to mention your names because your names weren't up here and I didn't specifically ask for permission. So you know who you are. You were here all night and we appreciate the heck out of that. So thank you. To the people on YouTube in the future, hey, it's YouTube, it's the future. Thank you for watching. Hit the notification button because I'm really bad at putting stuff up here on a regular basis. So hit the bell so you know when I do it. Other than that, let's quickly rush through the exits here. We are now streaming 6 nights a week, Tuesday through Sunday, every week from now, and that's about to get even more. What's more than 6? You say 7, I respond, you silly fool. Do some math. But we are soon going to be streaming 7 nights a week, at least, because we might be doing more than once per day. But tune in to all of those nights if you can. We appreciate it. There's a bazillion other things you could be doing. The fact that you tune in here and watch us is beyond the pale. So with all of that, and all the thank yous out of the way, the only thing that remains is the important bit. We're just entering a new year, so I don't care if you do resolutions or not. If you would be so kind as to do me a personal favor, and if you could spend this year, please be nice to each other.